Have you ever really thought about how your food delivery app can handle a million orders all at once? Or how a streaming service doesn't just, crash during a huge global premiere? Well, the answer is this really powerful discipline called system design. And today, we're going to dive right into its core principles.
I mean, seriously, just try to picture it. A massive live event, a huge new product dropping. You've got millions of people hitting the exact same service at the exact same moment. The technical pressure is just immense. So how does it not all just buckle and collapse? Well, this is the fundamental challenge that system architects get to solve every single day.
And yeah, the answer is system design. It's the hidden blueprint, right? The master plan that makes sure the services you and I rely on every day are fast, reliable, and can handle all that crazy pressure. It's pretty much what separates a global success from a frustrating failure.
And honestly, this is the best way to think about it. You would never, ever try to build a 100-story skyscraper without an incredibly detailed architectural blueprint, would you? Of course not. System design is exactly that, but for the complex software applications that are, let's face it, the skyscrapers of our digital world.
Okay, so let's start with that cornerstone. What are we actually talking about when we use the term system design? Let's lay it out. At its absolute heart, it's a disciplined process. It's this thoughtful act of defining every single piece of the puzzle, the big picture architecture, all the individual components, how they're going to talk to each other, and you do all of this to make sure the final product does exactly what it needs to do and can do it at a massive scale.
And this framing is just so key. This isn't just about doodling diagrams on a whiteboard. Nope. System design is about wrestling with complexity and pinning it to the mat. It's about having total oversight of the project and this is crucial, making sure the technical integrity of the entire system is solid from the very beginning.
So with our cornerstone in place, it's time to build the foundation. And this all starts by mastering 3 super critical concepts that pretty much every great system is built on.
First up, you've got scalability. That's the ability for the system to grow without breaking. Simple as that. Then you have reliability and availability, which is basically the promise that your system is dependable and it's always online when you need it. And finally, networking basics. This is the literal language that lets all the different pieces talk to each other. These are the 3 essential pillars. And this just perfectly illustrates the why, doesn't it? Why does scalability matter so much? Well, because it's the difference between the best sales day in your company's entire history and a catastrophic crash that becomes a viral news story for all the wrong reasons. You absolutely have to plan for success.
Okay, so to build these scalable, reliable systems, architects need some pretty specific tools. So let's open up the toolkit and take a look at a couple of the most important ones. First up is a component that is absolutely fundamental to almost every single large-scale app you use. It's called the load balancer. You know, the digital traffic cop analogy is just perfect. Imagine millions of user requests are cars flooding onto a highway. Without a load balancer, they all try to cram down a single exit ramp, and you get a massive traffic jam. The load balancer is our traffic cop. It intelligently directs cars to dozens of different open exit ramps or servers, making sure traffic flows smoothly and no single server gets overwhelmed and just melts down. Next up, we've got a really powerful architectural concept that has totally changed how modern applications are built: microservices.
So instead of building one giant tangled application, which we call a monolith, you build a whole collection of small independent services. Think about an e-commerce site. One service handles user logins, another one manages the shopping cart, a third one processes the payments. Companies like Netflix are famous for this. They have a microservice for recommendations, another for billing, another one just for streaming the video. So if the billing service has a temporary issue, your movie doesn't stop. That is the power of this approach. It's all about resilience and speed. All right, so we've covered the what, the why, and a few of the key tools. So what does the path to mastering all this actually look like? Let's talk about the journey ahead. Let's just be upfront about it. This is a complex field. And while you can make some incredible progress in just a couple of months, true mastery, well, it's a focused sprint, not a casual walk. It definitely requires dedication. And this is maybe the single most important piece of advice for anyone who's just starting out. It is so much better to deeply understand one concept, like load balancing, than to just skim the surface of 10 different topics. Real, lasting knowledge comes from depth, not just breadth. So please, please remember this. The goal here is genuine understanding, not just checking off boxes on a list. Go at a pace that actually works for you. Take breaks. Burnout is the absolute enemy of learning.
The journey is every bit as important as the destination. Because look, when you start to master these concepts, when you really learn how to draw the blueprints for these digital skyscrapers, you're not just learning a technical skill, you are learning to build the actual infrastructure of our shared digital future. So the only real question left is, are you ready to start designing?